All right, good evening, you guys, and welcome to our class tonight. We are going to be talking about setting the mood. I love this topic. I love being able to just come up with some really great self-care, just different things that we can do to take care of ourselves, take care of our spouses, our significant others, or whoever it should be. And so tonight, we are definitely going to be talking about romance and passion and finding passion not only um, for yourselves behind closed doors, but also in passion for life. There's so many different things that we get to do. And so just really looking at the screen here is talking about, schedule, reduce stress, eliminate distractions, and of course, setting the mood. So in the Oxford Dictionary, it defines an aphrodisiac as a food, drink, or drug that stimulates sexual desire. But I also want to show the importance of essential oils and how they can be very, very powerful as an aphrodisiac. We know that just by using them as a sense of smell, it can change everything. It can take us just like music playing. You can listen to a song and it can make you just feel super mellow or just kind of chill. And you can listen to another song and it might take you and put you to a sad place, or maybe it's really exciting and you just want to get up and dance. So that is how essential oils work for us. And I love it because I've been able to use them for a very long time now. And so I can't imagine my life without them. So I want to just kind of say, doTERRA is different than other essential oils that are on the market. So remember that everything that we talk about tonight and every night we have our classes, we're talking specifically to doTERRA. I use them exclusively, and I can't imagine using something that I don't have trust in, or that I don't know how they source it, or maybe they add different things to it. And that's where we could have different side effects and things. So, I want to introduce you to the magic of essential oils in the bedroom. I highly encourage you guys to, take a piece of paper, pencil, start writing some of these things down as we go along, because there will be lots of different recipes and things that we talk about. And then stay tuned, because as you have questions, you can put them in the chat, but we will cover them at the end of class. And so make sure that you put them out there. Some people are here could answer those questions, or we'll just wait till the very end. So, what I love essential oils, they're super easy. A little tiny bit goes a long ways, and you can really use them in so many different ways, because we can use them aromatic, topical, and internal. It really sets so many different ways that we can use them, especially in creating romance or doing different things. So we absolutely love using them in our household, and I'm going to go over 3 or 4 different ways that we can use them. But first, I really just want to talk about the importance of the first one on the list is schedule. So, how many of you guys feel like the day is just always, a rat race? There's all these things going on, and maybe you have people showing up unexpectedly, or maybe you have extra chores on your list, or something breaks down at the house. And so that can really put it to where there's never time for romance. And so when I put on there, to schedule it, I think that that's a really good practice. And it doesn't mean that that's the only time that you get together, or the only time romance or things get heated up, but it's where you're going to set things aside. You're going to reduce all the stress and different things that are happening in your life. Be able to set those eliminations. So first, I'm going to go back to reduce stress. How many of you guys think that, you're at home, you're, cooking dinner, you're handling the kids, you've had a busy day at work, maybe you've got laundry piled up to the ceiling all over the couch and things, and that's going to be a little bit stressful. It's not going to give you that, oh, hey, let's start the mood. And being able to reduce stress is going to be things like, when you're scheduling it, then you can say, okay, well, Tuesday at 8 o'clock at night, that, we're going to have dinner early. Put the kids to bed early, do all these different things. Or if you don't have kids, then maybe it's, whatever else is going on is our date night. And when you set these date nights, it gives you the opportunity to really be able to enhance the atmosphere and what happens. So when we're talking about reducing stress, It's sometimes, as we know, just like I was talking about music in the very beginning, you can take an essential oil and just go, okay, I'm going to take those 3 or 4 deep breaths. I'm going to hold them up. I'm just going to get myself grounded first, kind of put on some music that I love. Maybe I'm going to go outside and just walk around a little bit, or maybe just, I was talking to a friend today and I'm like, you just need to go outside and sit in your backyard and look at the sky, count the clouds or find shapes in the clouds just to be able to release some of the stress and some of the anxiety that she was going through. Now, when we're talking about eliminating distractions, if you have, 3 or 4 dogs that sleep in bed with you, maybe for this time, you're going to go ahead and, put them outside, or maybe, put them somewhere else so that nobody is distracting what's coming up. You can also, close the blinds in the bedroom, and really get the area to be something that you really want to spend a lot of time with. Um, we, like I said, we absolutely love using essential oils. There are some smart tips that I want to go over really quick. Some of the essential oils are hot, so you need to be aware of which ones are hot. It's not that you can't use them, but you can use a castor oil or a coconut oil that can help to kind of dilute it just a little bit. If you're not sure, then I would always, this is a great time when we're going to talk less is more. And you want to start with a little bit of essential oil, no matter what it is that you're doing, to make sure that it's not too much. Um, and then let's see. All right, so we're going to start in on the rest of the slides. So this first screen, you guys, is just going to talk about some of the essential oils. Now, when I was making this list, you guys, I could probably put 30 different oils or more on here. So when I say, release or reduce some of your stress, for some, how many of you guys smell a citrus oil and it makes you super happy? And sometimes that citrus oil, it might be a flower oil that makes you super happy. And so finding the combination of oils that, make you feel good, especially about yourself. So we're going to start with clary sage, which is the one on the top left corner. When I saw this picture, I'm going, that looks so much like lavender. And so I was really interested about clary sage. What I love about this one, you guys, is when you either put it on your skin or you diffuse it, it is really great in balancing hormones to make sure, there's no ups and downs. And because if you're super cranky, say you're, cranky and your husband comes home and, he goes to give you a kiss on the cheek or something and you get all cranky with him, well, then that just kind of ended the mood. But this one is really great because it helps to improve sexual desire. It helps to balance hormones. And then if you or someone has experienced any kind of impotence or frigidity, it's like this is an essential oil that is going to be very, very, very beneficial. Now, when we apply oils to women, some of the best places to use them is like behind the ears, like you would put perfume. You can also go on the inside of your wrist, the inside of your elbow, and then around the inside of your ankles. Those are all reflex points for women hormones, and it's a really great place to put them. Now, when I'm using essential oils, especially for romance and stuff, sometimes I'll use the inside of my thighs, or I'll put them, more lower on my chest. Just different places that you want to be able to feel really special. Now, ylang ylang is a really great oil. If you are familiar with ylang ylang or jasmine, both of those are very effective in, again, aphrodisiac, setting the mood. This one is a very soft smell or a soft scent for a flower. I love it because it elevates the sexual energy and enhances your relationship. Because this one is delicate, I think of how do I use the essential oils in supporting me for what they were made for in nature. And you guys, this one grows high up in the mountains. They don't put cars around it. They won't let exhaust get in it because that exhaust is so strong that sometimes it can take and put those chemicals inside the flower, and we don't want that. So they pack them down on their backs in big packs, and then they steam distill it to get that floral scent out. um, I'm going to go to sandalwood. So sandalwood is one of our tree oils. It actually, yeah, you can see the picture here where there's wood chips and they steam distill it, and then essential oil rises off of it. This one is really, really good. And you'll see that all of these are really excellent, especially for men. So this happens to be one of my husband's favorite essential oils because it helps with testosterone. He loves the just wood smell of it, and it's super grounding. And so sometimes in our day, we get scattered and we're all over the place. This would be another time when we're going, okay, what are we going to do to really enhance the mood? Well, we got to be grounded because if we're, scattered and we can't think straight and we're on all these different conversations, it's really hard. So this essential oil is really great. There was a bunch of us, a group of us that was able to go to Kona back in 2019, and we planted sandalwood trees. We were able to see the entire process of from the time it goes from a seedling to the, growing in a great big huge tree down into the essential oil bottle. That if you're ever interested in any incentive trips or sourcing trips with doTERRA, make sure you reach out to the person who invited you because those things are available for us. Now, on the bottom left, you guys, we last week when we were here, we talked a lot about bergamot. I told you it was kind of an odd looking fruit, similar to the size of a large orange or a small grapefruit. And here's bergamot. It's very, very strange looking, but you guys, it has one of the best benefits when it comes to your emotions and how you feel about yourself. Anytime we can up our game for self-confidence and we feel better about who we are and how we're showing up, and this is one of the things I want to really kind of touch on is taking the time to really take care of yourself so that, and sometimes taking little bit longer and putting a mud mask on, or shaving your legs, or taking a nice hot soak, and listening to soft music, or whatever it is that really helps you celebrate who you are is also going to show up with your confidence. So this one is it's a floral citrus smell. The way I usually describe it is it's more green smelling. I love this one because when you diffuse it, or like I'll put it on in my belly button, I use this with a lot of different essential oils because I love the way that it helps build confidence for myself, but it also balances out those anxious feelings or maybe feeling uncertain. And so that is another thing that could really stop things from really heating up if we're not feeling confident with ourselves, or maybe we've been through a situation where it's been hard for us to get over. Okay, the next one is geranium. So we've got some special promotions going on with geranium right now, but you guys, this is such a beautiful flower. It is one that the emotional benefit of this is love and trust. So love, trust, happiness. This is also wonderful for women and hormones. And if you are menopausal, it really helps to settle us down. And so just smelling it, there was a time when I did not like the smell of it, but I kind of worked through some emotional things over a few years, and I was able to open up my heart and not only to love, but to be loved. And I think that's really important because a lot of us love to give, like we want to make sure everybody around us is happy. But when it comes to taking care of ourselves, we're a little bit more selfish, I'm going to say, because we don't allow others to love us or take care of us. So geranium is also known as the poor man's rose oil. So if you ever come across essential oils where you need rose, or it recommends rose of any kind for any reason, and you don't have it, then you can always substitute it for geranium. Now, just like different spices and things, it's not going to be exactly the same, but it's going to be pretty darn close. Now, patchouli, gosh, you guys, look at that plant. I had no idea what patchouli looked like. As a matter of fact, I would have probably thought it was some kind of a tree oil or something. I had no idea that it was a beautiful purple flower with the really nice leaves. But patchouli is one of those oils that people either love or not. And it's kind of, we call it the hippie oil. But what I love about it is it's extremely grounding. So both sandalwood and patchouli are grounding and helping us to just feel rooted. I was talking with a gal earlier today and she goes, do you know anything about grounding? And I'm like, I sure do. And I think it's really important in our days, especially if you feel a little overwhelmed or a little scattered, is to just take a few minutes and, plant your feet on the ground, take your shoes off. If you can go outside and get your feet in the dirt, that's really important. But if you don't have that, what these two essential oils will do is they'll help to ground us. It helps us, patchouli specifically helps to release sexual fears. And it helps us to open up that communication, because so many times things get misunderstood. Have you ever felt misunderstood? And just like, hey, listen, like, would you just take a second and just listen to me? And so these are all things that can be very beneficial for us. Now, like I said, there are so many more essential oils that can really help us in the bedroom, or just helping us in our confidence, or, feeling empowered. So I brought up rose for just a second. Rose has an erotic aroma that is an aphrodisiac in helping to heal us from past wounds. So sometimes it invites us for if we've had an emotional disruption, or maybe, like I said, that heart is closed off. I don't want to be hurt. And rose really does help to open that possibility that it's okay. It's the oil of divine love. And I just feel like it's this big, huge, if you look at a rose, the leaves on it or the petals on it are like velvet blankets. And every time I use it, I just think of, oh, I'm getting like supported by that. Neroli is another one. And I think I have that coming up in a slide in just a few minutes. But researchers found that inhaling neroli oil helps to relieve menopausal symptoms. It increases sexual desire and reduces blood pressure in menopausal women, making it another super helpful option for us, especially when our libido is low due to hormones or stress. Now, our neroli comes in a roller bottle, and I love just putting it, like I said, behind my ears. Sometimes I'll rub it across my chest, on my inner thighs. And I would be one who go, really? Does this stuff really work? And I'm just saying it does. But there's, mindset and mood is very important also. Um, Now here's a surprise essential oil for romance, and that's basil. So basil is just a leaf. It's an herb, which you guys know, and the erotic aroma of basil has a sweet, spicy scent. It's associated with love, fertility, and seduction. Basil awakens the senses and can stimulate basic sexual instincts. It can be used to revive a sexual relationship and ease mental, physical, and emotional tiredness. So I love when I have basil, especially like if people are going, gosh, I just feel drained all the time. Like I just don't, I'm lost that little spark or that little fire. Sometimes I'll tell them, take basil. You can put it on your adrenal glands, of course, but you can also just take it, put it a few drops in your hands, take a few deep breaths, and then rub it on the bottoms of your feet. And you'll be amazed at how much just energy and life it brings to you. All right. So we can't go much further without talking about passion. doTERRA offers a set of 6 different emotion oils. I love them because by just looking at the bottle and the title of it, you can say, okay, this is exactly what it's used for. I love it because it's a blend of cardamom, which is from the ginger family, cinnamon bark, clove, damnia, ginger, jasmine, sandalwood, and vanilla. So it really is a blend that's a little bit spicy. And this one is a 5 ml bottle that has 85 drops. It's also available in a roller bottle that's 10 ml, and it has 170 drops, but it's already perfectly diluted for wearing it or putting it on like a perfume. This bottle is very handy for if you're making it into like a massage oil or a diffuser blend. I love being able to put a couple drops with my bath soak and put it in the bathtub, and just again setting the mood. So this one, emotionally, it helps you to feel more alive, creative, inspired, playful, willing to take risks, spontaneous, and vitalized. Okay, so it's conquering just the blah, 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 or just maybe I've just lost my spark. And this is the one that I want to remind you guys, if you are, just in a place in your life where you're going, it's just blah, or I need some fire in my life. This is the one that I would recommend just wearing like a perfume. You can put it on your wrist. I love putting, I make a roller bottle and I'll put about 25 drops in it. And then I'll put about 25 drops of lime essential oil, which gives it that little bit of zest and it takes away the more serious part of passion. And I love it. I also love diffusing it. So you can see that you can apply this to the wrist, the back of the neck, and of course your pulse points. Okay, so aroma equals mood. You guys, it's one of the quickest ways to change your mood. And just back to the music analogy, is when you have something, say you've got that music that you love, and it makes you want to dance or celebrate. This is exactly what when we diffuse the essential oils or we use it aromatically, and you hear me keep saying, take it, put it in your hands, take a few deep breaths. And that is really amazing in just being able to change the script very, very quick. So an essential oil is a very powerful tool. It's like a small little machine that helps you get the oils in the air. So everyone who's smelling the aroma is getting the benefit. So something you might think about is, you know, an hour before your date night starts is to get those essential oils out, see which ones it is that you want, create a blend or something to put in there. So I've got one blend up here, which is Snuggle Time. Now you'll notice that there's not drops on here. And the reason is because I love being able to customize what it is that I want. So I'll take the bottles, like say for instance, Snuggle Time, the first one, I'll take Balance, which is a super grounding oil. Ylang, which is that, inner child that wants us to be playful and young and don't worry about all the other stuff. Like put the bills away, put the dishes away, don't worry about it. Let's just have some fun. And then sandalwood, which is um, it's great for scatteredness. So what I do is I'll take those three bottles, I'll put them up to my nose together and I'll smell them. Now, once I smell them, I'll say, okay, I'll start with maybe one or two drops of something and I just kind of build the aroma as it feels good. So sandalwood is a little bit thicker, so maybe I'm only using one or two drops of that. You guys can really play around with them and see which ones. I've got Playful, which is a blend of passion, fennel, and bergamot. So say you're on here and you're going, I cannot stand the smell of licorice. Well, for guess what? For Playful Time, you hate the smell. It's not going to be very fun, right? So leave it out. Just leave it out. There's other ones to pick. And then on the last one, it's called Spice It Up because we've got black spruce, which you guys is so amazing. It's a fir oil. Oh, sorry, it's a spruce tree. And so, it's super grounding and I absolutely love the smell of it. If you have an oil that you love the smell of it, this would be a great trigger for you. So whether you're wearing it or your spouse or your partner is wearing it, get it on them because when you smell it, it's going to bring joy and happiness. Now we also have Arise, which is from our yoga blends. What I like about this one is whatever it is, let's raise it up. Let's have happy. Let's be fun. It's like the sun rising up in the sky and, the just joy and the brightness that it adds for us. Cassia, which is a little bit spicy. And then, of course, we have patchouli. Now, think of all the different smells as you're putting them together. Think of dinner cooking and you walk into the kitchen and your favorite meal is being cooked and your mouth just is going, oh my gosh, I cannot wait. That's what we can create with essential oils. When you really want to set the mood, then you'll start diffusing them. You can also, and I've got a little spray bottle on the right hand side, which you can make different sprays. Now, the sprays can be room sprays, they can be sheet sprays. You can also make it into like a dry oil mist. And so I use, when I'm making a spray, if it's going to be on linen, then I stay away from the oils, like as far as the carriers. The essential oils you'll mix up with the water, you shake it up really good, you spritz it, you don't even see it. But if you start putting coconut oil with your essential oils in a spray bottle and you spray your sheets, you're going to see that residue because it's a lot thicker. So you could do a blend that's called Sexy Sheets and so this recipe, you guys, is for a 4-ounce bottle. And I like using glass for my spray bottles. just because glass is much better for them. Some plastics will break down, or you'll notice that when you use certain cheaper bottles, you go to spray them and the sprays break really fast because of the essential oil breakdown. So this one is a 4 ounce glass bottle. And then I have 10 drops of passion. And then all I'm doing at this point is I'm filling it up with water. If you wanted to add something like a little bit of lime or I think vanilla, how many of you guys have vanilla? Vanilla would be really good to add a few extra drops of vanilla in there. And if you just like the smell of it, you guys, then make it for your sheets. You can also spray your towels, your linens, maybe your pajamas. I like to use distilled water when I'm doing this because it's just better for the container itself. But you guys, you can do it any way you want. Doing those different sprays is really easy, fun, opens up so many different ways that you can use them. Okay, so now we're going to switch into setting the mood. So we've already, we talked about diffusing and the aroma in the air, and now it's okay. So are we, massages? I absolutely love the idea of, whether you have a massage table or just, your bed or, whatever, being able to start the night or kick off the romance with, giving each other a massage. And what I like for this is we've got two carrier oils that I think are absolutely fantastic. We have castor oil, but you guys, this is a little bit thicker oil. And so what I like to do is I'll take our fractionated coconut oil and I'll mix it 50-50 with the castor oil and it gives it the perfect balance of being able to move it around. So then what I'll do is so you can make a blend and you can add the essential oils in it so it's already there, or you can just have a bunch of oils sitting, essential oils sitting on a little table or something, and you can custom blend it as it comes up. So maybe he wants different oils than you want. And so customize for him and for her. Um, I have a recipe. So I told you guys that the essential oils can be, um, they're edible. So this massage oil blend is for an edible massage oil. And if you there's it makes a 4 ounce bottle. And this is when people will say, gosh, what do you do with all your empties? After I've used a bottle of fractionated coconut oil, I'll take the label off by soaking it and just peeling it off and then taking lemon oil or something to get off that sticky residue. And then I'll use it and I'll custom make oil blends. Sometimes they're for my face, sometimes they're for my body, sometimes they're for massages. And then I'll put stickers on or I'll make a label and I'll just stick it on there. But this one, you guys, is 4 ounces of fractionated coconut oil, 4 drops of vanilla. So we've got Madagascar vanilla, 15 drops of wild orange, 3 drops of cassia. Now, cassia is a cinnamon oil, so it's hot. So you can adjust that depending on how sensitive your skin is. And then you can add 32 drops of liquid stevia. Then this is your sweetener. So I have a friend who puts honey in hers instead, or some people will use like a maple syrup just to give it some sweetness. And then this is where you just, you can use a dropper top or you can put a pump on the top of these bottles and you just put it, on the body and then you can start your massage. Other massage blends is I've got one that is 8 drops of balance, 4 drops of lavender, and 2 drops of chamomile, Roman chamomile. So you guys, it's just depending on the person. If they are running like high energy and you really want to calm them down, or maybe it's been super stressful. Maybe you've been home for 2 hours and you've, done your self-care and you've taken a bath and shaved your legs and everything, and your husband comes home and it's like, okay, 15 minutes to date time. Then he may be a little bit more high strung or your partner. So these are oils that are super grounding. And you can, just put that with a little bit of coconut oil. Anyone here who's familiar with Aroma Touch, what we do when we do that technique is we'll put a little bit of coconut oil on the body just to get it so that the oils in your hands can move around freely. You don't want it to be all slick and slippery and runny and a mess. You just want a little bit. So you can put the oils, just have your hand out, put a little coconut oil fraction, whatever, or you can make it up in a pre-made bottle. Okay, so while we're here, I'm also going to bring up a natural lubricant. So another really great thing, there are a lot of women who really enjoy our Yarrow Palm body serum. It not only helps to support hormones, but it's 100% something that you can use, and it keeps you from being dry. So this recipe is 2 ounces of fractionated coconut oil, 2 drops of ylang ylang, 3 drops of lavender, and then you could substitute the fractionated coconut oil for the yarrow palm oil. And then you could just kind of custom blend those essential oils as you want to. Okay. All right. So now, um, and you guys, it doesn't have to be fancy. All of this stuff is something that you can do, wherever. All right, so here are some more. So this is where I have neroli. You can see it here in the roller. We have about, I'm going to say 15, just guessing, essential oils that are in roller bottles. If you see the word touch on it, it's been diluted and it's perfectly diluted for anyone in your family to be able to use. If it doesn't have the word touch, then it's pure essential oils. So if you're using something like Immortelle, which is 100% pure oils, to use a lot of it I would say you could put it into a blend just by popping off the roller and then, add it to your master blend or something. But what I love about the rollers is you can just roll them on the body, roll them down the spine, roll them in on the inner thighs, roll them around the ankles, back of the neck. And it's super easy to use. So this one, like I said, neroli is really great for enhancing and creating an uplifted mood. It really is super calming. So, and I'm just going to touch on, people go through a lot of different things. And sometimes it's difficult to like switch that on and off switch. It's like, oh, hey, I'm going to be romantic right now. And life was just really irritating me. And so that's why at the very beginning I said it's scheduling. So if you know you're going to have date nights, then you get to plan around it and do the best you can. And I love that the essential oils, you can target them for what is it that I need support in to feel differently, to feel more confident, to feel more calm, to be able to speak freely, right? You saw a couple of them have lavender, which is really great for communication. Now, a libido boost, this one, you guys, is you can just, put the drops, and it has the drops above the bottles that you would put in a roller bottle, and, you can just use it as needed. Okay, so this month like I said, we've got some really great promotion. I love geranium, that it is the oil of love and trust. This oil is really great for building confidence, especially, that the world is okay. Like we're going to be okay in the world, even though all of this chaos and all of these things are going on around us. It brings us back to we're going to be okay. And we really are. Everything that's going on around us is figure outable. Being able to use this to trust life, to trust yourself, to trust your partner. And when I'm using it for those things, I'm getting it in my hand and I'm putting it right over my heart. And sometimes you guys, especially if you're anxious, just being able to place your hand over your heart, place your other hand over your lower belly, and just take some deep breaths and know that you are fully supported and that everything's going to be good. Okay. Geranium for the month of February 2026, depending on when you're watching this, is free with any 200 PV order. It's amazing. And we've been having a few different calls. If you're wondering what the heck do I do with geranium and why is everybody so excited? You can always go into our YouTube channel and just search because we did a whole call on this one. Or you can also go into our private Facebook group, Good Vibes, and search at the top using that little thing that looks like a magnifying glass and just search it. And you'll find out that you can use this for so many different things. Now, in addition to the free bottle of geranium, which by the way, it's 250 drops. And we know a little bit goes a long ways. And so you also will receive a castor oil pack. Now, these are really amazing. We've also done lots of different trainings and classes, education on doTERRA's castor oil, which is by far better than any castor oil I've seen on the market. And, as far as it's not sticky, it's not as thick, it's pretty darn amazing. So you get those two things for free this month. Okay, can't go on without talking about rose quartz. You guys, I am a rock crystal essential oil, chakra balancing person. I love everything about nature and how it shows up and supports us in different ways. And we know that rose quartz is also the stone of unconditional love. So you can see here where it helps to open up the heart. And so when we're talking rose quartz, geranium, rose essential oil, passion oil, all of these different things that are there to help us to have more compassion or be able to live in harmony and that really deep inner healing. And it's okay for me to not be okay, and it's also okay for me to be okay. And we're, working through past traumas and things. So this is heart chakra, right? Back to, am I willing to love? Am I willing to be loved, offer love? Am I standing there with my hands stop sign out? So essential oils that we love to partner are rose, divine love, bergamot, self-assurance, marjoram, which we haven't talked about tonight, is really great for connection. When you have a relationship that has been broken or torn, bergamot is really great in putting the wounds back together and making you feel like, okay, I can do this. Side note, it's also really good for sprains and tears and things in your body. So if you have a break, that's one thing. But if you have just a tear, marjoram is your oil. And then, of course, one of my favorite essential oils, which is lime, which gives you the zest of life. Now, also with this, I love partnering affirmations. So when I went back to, okay, we're getting ourselves ready. I've got an hour. I'm going to really do some tender loving care for myself, shave the legs, do all the things. It's also really important, you guys, that what our self-talk and the chatter that goes on in our mind, that we address it, that we talk about it. And I think that if you were to look in the mirror, I've done a lot of work around this, but at the beginning, I could look in the mirror, but I wasn't really looking in the mirror. Can you relate to that? It's like you look anywhere past, you're looking in the reflection or whatever. And I did a lot of work around mirror work and self-love. And some of these affirmations that are on the bottom here, what I do is I love to take the essential oil again, put it in my hands, take the deep breaths, and then I will repeat these affirmations out loud. I am open to love, being loved, and to give love freely. I trust myself and accept all good in my life. I love and accept myself and love the life I am creating. You guys, if we can learn to say those and believe it, then we'll be happier. And when we are trying to make others happy, we'll be able to do that better because what we're feeling is just like this reflection out to people and they can feel it. So even if you're trying to be happy and you're trying to put on this mask that everything is okay, they can feel if it's not. So this self-care and the self-love is very, very important. This is one of my favorite essential oil blends. This is in a 10 ml roller, 15 drops of a line. Now, line is part of our yoga collection. Why I love this one is because I want to just be like aligned in life, like not too overbearing or not too, tired or laying around or not too active or whatever. It's like I want to be aligned and I want to be with order with what I have in my passion and my purpose. 15 drops of lime, 3 drops of bergamot, 2 drops of marjoram, and 1 drop of rose. Now, if you don't have rose, you could substitute about, I'm going to say 3 or 4 drops of geranium and still get a really great benefit. All right. And of course, we need to take care of our outer bodies, our whole bodies, right? As a whole, how we show up when we have aches and pains and all these different things going on. If we're, feeling hungry and tired, we're probably not going to show up the best on our date night. And so this is one of my favorite lines. It's our foundational wellness. It has everything from our vitamins and minerals and greens, and they're all, bioavailable so our body can absorb them. It's a really great packet. I need to change the graphic. Now they're long, skinny sticks instead of square ones, but you can just open that packet up, put it in your shaker bottle, shake it up, and drink it. It's like it's the best drink. It's like a little pina colada treat. We also have our Omega Plus. So you see it says E Omega. It's got essential oils with it to help it so it is more absorbable. It's also something that is helping for brain health, heart health. This is something I will not miss. I take 8 of them a day. Don't judge. I love them, and some of them I like because unlike other fish oils or omegas, you put them in your mouth and you burp up fish. Well, that lets you know that that omega is rancid. So what I like about this one is you can take that capsule, you can pop it in your mouth, you can pop it like you would and chew it up like a gummy. You can swallow the capsule or you can spit it out, but that instantly is getting that into your bloodstream. So when I take them, I swallow 3 and I bite one, and I do that twice a day. And then of course we have our Restore, which is our pre, pro, and postbiotic. Having a good gut health is so important. There's so much connection between gut health and brain health and heart health. So it's all of those things. You guys, if you're not using these products right now, please, please, please reach out to the person who invited you here because you're going to pay for your health today or you're going to pay for it later. And so you just as well invest in something now because our goal is to help live a life of vitality with good energy and hopefulness. You guys, there's a couple of different ways you can order from your doTERRA account. One is just to go in and do a one-time order or something, but the only way I order is using rewards. And the reason I do that is because I'm shopping at my own store. I'm earning points and I have been doing this for 14 years. And so of course I'm at 30%. So every time I spend $100, I'm getting $30 back in doTERRA points that I can turn in for free product. There is not a rewards program out there that rewards like this one. Most people give you, like, you go to get gas, they might give you 2% back or something like that on groceries that you need to go spend in the different store, or, airline tickets. How many miles do you have to actually fly to be able to turn something in? Anyhow, you guys get the picture. On the right-hand side, you guys, we share a lot of different recipes. Some of the recipes, we have a romance and his for her and for him section in this recipe book. There's about 500 recipes plus. I'm sure there's more than that. You can scan this QR code and then put the word save in all caps at checkout, and you can get it at a discounted price. This book was put together by our top advocates, and they are tried and true and really good that you're not going to find these recipes anywhere else. All right, so last but not least, we are coming upon Valentine's Day. So again, if you're watching this replay and it's, not February of 2026, it's not valid anymore, but this is a really great special for us. When you purchase this bundle, you get and the bag is purple. It looks blue. It's actually purple. It's a lavender color. You get a 15 ml bottle of Citrus Bloom, which is a really great blend. It's like walking into a flower shop. It has citruses and florals together. Then you have Osmanthus, which is not available for purchase. Osmanthus is in some of our most popular blends like Deep Blue. And then, of course, you're getting Jasmine Touch. These is a really special bundle. So if you haven't got it yet, make sure you get that. And before we say goodnight, I would just want to say thank you, you guys. It's so much fun being able to see everybody here on this class. I appreciate your time and joining us because I know you could be doing 1,000 different things, and I can't tell you how important it is to get educated. So many people will get essential oils or, they'll buy their products and they don't even open them up. They sit on the counter or in a box. And when you know what to do with what you have, it's amazing of the doors that will open, the successes that you'll have. And I just am so excited that you're here. And so thank you. And thank you for caring enough about yourself to be able to be here. We're going to go ahead and say good night. Part of what we do here is we open up for testimonials and stories and, different experiences. But that's a perk of joining us live. So I'm going to stop the recording. So thank you for joining us, and then we will continue the conversation.